Yo guys, what's up? Something I want to talk about is called automatic writing, and in this case it's actually automatic speech because it's what I'm doing right now, which is just thinking up thoughts, thinking up words, and just flowing them right out of my mouth, not stopping to think about what I'm saying necessarily, but just letting everything that comes into my mind, anything that pops into my mind, out and speaking about it. There's a lot of directions that this can go. In this case right now, I'm literally just talking about the subject of automatic writing, but if you give yourself a topic, if you give yourself just like some kind of little direction to head in and you just start with it, you give yourself a start point and you can just roll with it. Like my start point for this conversation was automatic writing. So I wanted to talk about automatic writing. So boom, now I'm talking about automatic writing and speaking. It's the same idea. Public speaking is essentially like if you don't plan a speech, if you don't plan what you're going to say, that is automatic speaking, automatic writing. That's coming straight from not quite the unconscious, but it's coming from more of like a mix of the left and right brain. So, just a little insight, the right brain is, for those that don't know, it's the creative center. It's the right brain is what controls your dreams. The right brain is what controls your feelings, like anxiety. The right brain is actually also like your negative thoughts and negative feelings. It can bring out, like, if you let your right brain control you, you will find yourself very anxious. You'll find yourself very detached from reality. That being said, the left brain, on the other hand, is more logical. The left brain is the reality based part of the brain. They're actually like two separate brains. I found this very interesting. I learned about it recently, that if you cut, I forget what the link is between the two parts of the brain, but there's one like muscle that connects your left brain and your right brain. And back in the day, there was some surgeries that were done in which patients who had epilepsy and some other issues, they decided, hey, we'll just cut this, we'll just snap it in half, and then two separate brains, and it worked, but it created these very interesting, it just made this very strange dynamic for the brain, because all of a sudden it was like there was two separate humans in one mind. It was very strange. Patients found themselves being able to write two different draw two different pictures at the same time with the left and right hand, because the right brain controls the left hand and the left brain controls the right hand. That's a little fun fact right there as well. But on the topic of automatic writing, and just improvised thought, improvisation in general, the left brain, this is a theory, this is not something I've studied yet, but my theory is that the right brain is more in control of that than the left brain. Now, that being said, now that I think about it for just a second here, the left brain controls speech. The right brain is more imagery. So the right brain, hence the reason that, and something that backs that up, is the dream states. So when you're dreaming and you try to read something, you can't. Now, some people claim, I can read. No, it's faded. There's something off about it. You can't quite tell what is being put into words. So the reading and the words and language, that comes from the left brain. So the right brain has to kind of create symbols, and that's where dreams come from, by the way. This is the idea of dreams, essentially, is that the right brain is creating this dream, and the right brain is trying to communicate with the left brain, is trying to get its point across, because the right brain is anxious. The right brain is worried about something. The right brain is freaking out. The left brain's cool. Left brain's happy. Left brain's all the good thoughts. It's the hedon. It's the happy guy. He's like, I'm good. Peace. Forget all that suffering. Right brain's like, and so the right brain creates a dream that is like all these symbols, and it's like, it's a story that doesn't just make sense. It's not like a movie where you can just think about it and be like, oh, Yeah, that's just a story. It doesn't give you this story of a dude who loses his family and then he goes on this crazy journey. No, no, no. It's bits and pieces and little snippets and this and that, and it's symbols. It's references to different things that you are familiar with or maybe not even familiar with. Like, it could be symbols from like ancient times, something that you glanced at like 10 years ago and just happened to go into your brain, and your right brain just happened to remember it. And so it sends you this like word that you just happen to have in stored. And you're like, what? Where did this come from? Like, this person said this like Latin phrase to me. Where did this come from? And lo and behold, 2 years later, you see the phrase at like a coffee shop that you walk by. By the way, I am using knowledge from my boy Uber Boyo. If you really want to learn more about Carl Jung and just dream psychology, and understanding some of that philosophy, especially Jungian philosophy and psychology, check out Uber Boyo. That dude's a legend. I'm drawing knowledge from Carl Jung as well, and I'm also drawing some inspiration even from people like Jordan Peterson, because Jordan Peterson draws from Carl Jung. A little fun fact right there as well. Back to the topic of automatic writing, though. When you do these kind of things, you can take those dream states, those symbols, and bring them into reality, and bring them into the real life. When you make a photo, when you make a picture, or when you make art, right? When you make music, when you write out a paragraph, when you play an instrument, when you create a work of art, a painting, anything like that. Too many examples. Sorry. You are like, dang, lost my train of thought. Automatic writing. That's how it's got. You just got to keep going. You get better with time, and as you get better, you're able to put down more meaning into the art that you create. The more that you communicate between the left and right brain, a balanced human is pulling from both the left brain and the right brain, the logical sense and the creative sense. You have to balance those. If you're all right brain, you're going to be anxious all the time. You're going to be freaking out. You're going to be disassociated from the world. If you're all left brain, you're going to be a fucking jerk. You're just going to be... You're going to be too grounded in reality. You're going to be so tunnel visioned on the money, and you're going to be so ingrained in society that you have no actual reason to be. You'll be missing your creative center, and those who are not creative might not understand what I'm saying there. But those who have made art and feel it, or who have experienced what it's like to receive feelings from someone else, to receive a message from someone else through their art. If you've ever listened to music and gotten goosebumps, if you've ever looked at a piece of art and just felt like, wow, that's you receiving the feelings from the artist, that's what's happening. So that's really cool. That's awesome. That's a thing that we can do. It's art is planting seeds. A conversation is planting seeds. Communication with other humans is planting seeds. Now, those seeds can be anything. They can be beautiful, glorious trees that grow inside your mind and give you this newfound wisdom, or newfound joy, or hope, or some kind of inspiration. Or they could be poison ivy, or they could be a weed that grows and tangles up your mind and messes with everything. But it's all seeds, and seeds can be cultivated, or they can be trashed. It's if you have control, if you have that balance between both sides of the brain, you can kind of push out those seeds that are being sent to you. You won't be as impressionable, If your left and right brain are working in tandem, you've created your own world, essentially. You've created your own subjective reality while still being based. You've based your own reality within the actual reality around you. You've based your internals and your externals. They're they're in conjunction. If you're working between your right and your left brain, so you're being creative while at the same time being logical and reasonable and rational, but also radical and insightful and creative. Like, you have to combine these things. You have to. That's the only way to really find a deeper, like, I mean, I don't know. It's just the best way to, in my opinion, I guess, is this isn't something I can like say is fact, but in my research and in my own like life, I've found that going in that direction, following the right brain's like cues and the worries and listening to it, when you get a dream that's like very obviously trying to tell you something, people discount dreams like it's nothing. Like, oh my God, like people, when you ever ask somebody, or you might be one of these, if you've made it 11 minutes, by the way, and we're 11 minutes into me rambling. So if you've made it 11 minutes, props to you. If you're keeping up, like if you're not able to keep up, you're fine. It's cool. I'm going off. Automatic talking, just blowing it out. Oh, dang, man. It's hard to keep a train of thought when you automatic thought, but when I can get better at this. This is my goal, is to be able to speak these thoughts into existence and make them understandable to the common folk. Because what's the point of being an intellectual? What's the point of being smart and understanding all the problems if you can't explain them to your fellow mankind and maybe help them understand it as well? The best quotes are simple. Am I wrong? The best lessons are short, sweet, interactive. They teach you something while at the same time not boring you or losing your interest. It reels you in, it keeps you engaged, and it gives you something insightful about the world. That's a good lesson right there. And the only way you can do that is by having a clear head while at the same time being creative and intuitive. A little sip of my tea here. Don't forget to stay hydrated, everybody. Stay hydrated. Make sure to stay hydrated. Number 1, clean your room, as Jordan Peterson says. Clean your house. Clean your surroundings. Create your own sanctuary. And if you can't do that, you gotta look inside. Create the sanctuary in here. Create that world, man. And if you're struggling, like, I just quit smoking. Again. Marijuana makes you not dream. Oh, back to the subject of dreams, though. Oh, I'm going all over the place. Dreams, right? Someone who says they don't dream, like, that's not true. You dream. Everyone dreams, right? Everybody. The difference is, first of all, if you smoke marijuana, if you a Mary Jane smoker, that kind of like, I guess the best way I can describe it, it's hard to explain, but it's the activity of smoking weed. Again, something I should study. I will study this and come back to this, but my theory is that smoking marijuana will kind of activates the right brain, the creative center. It gives you, and this is why a lot of people, and again, theory, but this would be why a lot of people would get anxious or paranoid or some kind of bad emotion because their right brain is worried about something. If you're in a bad position in life, or if you're not even a bad position, but if you're just in a position where you're anxious, or if you're not content with everything in your life and you smoke a lot of weed, you're going to freak out. You're going to have a breakdown. It's going to mess with you. It's not going to calm you down. You're going to get dependent on it. It's going to put you in this feeling of like disassociation. At least it did for me for a long time. And it's, talk about a gateway drug. Like, yes, I can attest, it is a gateway drug. So just don't even get started on it. Like, don't even bother, man. Take it from me. Don't even bother. Just skip the weed. Just go straight to psychedelics, honestly. If you want to really experience something, like, and don't do it for fun, but like, if you want to really experience something, like, leave the country, or like, find, and I'll let you know when I find somebody, but come into contact with somebody who does actual medicinal rituals, like healing rituals with psychedelics, like actual spiritual rituals. It's not your run of the mill. Ah, bro, I know this guy who makes acid. We're gonna get fucking lit. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Psychedelics are to be respected and used for the right purpose. If you need help, psychedelics can help you, but you have to be willing to accept what they will tell you, because psychedelics will blow open the right brain, and they will just give you it will give you a perspective that you did not know about before, right? Psychedelics will open up your mind and make you just absolutely realize in your life what you need to be doing. Or maybe what you need to not be doing. It might not, it's not going to open up this, it's not going to, like, you're going to take shrooms and you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to be a painter. I know it to be true. The shrooms told me. No. You're going to take shrooms or something, or you're going to do this ritual, DMT perhaps, I don't know, whatever you want to try. Or whatever you can get in that sense of, like, just, well, again, be careful with this stuff. I've tried way too hard to get psychedelics, and it just ends badly. It's got to come to you, essentially. You got to be ready for it. Like, it's got to be natural. But you get to this point, you're gonna take them, and you're just gonna start noticing the colors get more vibrant, and you'll feel more in tune with everything around you. Everything's just going to feel natural. You're going to start getting a sense of the world around you. You're going to start feeling these things that you never knew you could feel. And you're going to start getting these senses and these like realizations will just come to you. And you know, that's where like that's where the meme comes from, of like the woke thoughts, like, you know, like hits joint. Oh, bro, why do they call a driveway a parkway and a parkway a driveway? It's like that, but, you know, more personalized and more like actually useful in your own life. Like you might smoke, and this actually happened with me. You might smoke, or not smoke. You might perform a ritual, or you might take psychedelics, and you might realize, like, man, I shouldn't be in the relationship I'm in. I'm hurting myself and I'm hurting them. Or you might realize, like, man, maybe I'm not supposed to work at this job anymore. Maybe I should look for another job. Or you might think, wow, man, maybe I sit on the couch too long. Like, I can really do more than I'm doing right now. And these are the kind of things that come to you. And when you smoke weed, it's more subtle, but it's the same idea. It's the same concept. It's nature's way of kind of aligning you and reminding you of your death and reminding you of your mortality. Now, some people are able to just completely ignore this shit and just have fun with the colors and get all like, and bring out their hedonistic life and like use the psychedelics to like just disassociate from everything and just be what they want to, like, do with whatever they want to do. And I've somewhat had experiences in that sense too, before I really understood how you can effectively use psychedelics to aid in your own growth. Because they're so like, they're illegal, you know, like in so many countries, psychedelics are like shamed upon. And you know what, at the same time though, what's legal? Alcohol, coffee, both things that are like cigarettes, nicotine. You make these drugs legal? It's like, remember that authority is fucking selfish. Like, authority is owned by the people who have money. And the people who have money don't want you to work on yourself and become conscious and understand how the world works. They don't want you to leave your post at your job at McDonald's and go on and actually experience life. No, they want you to stay right there and put in orders for Big Macs. So that's something that's very important to remember. You have to do your own research. And this is why I'm not a fan of schooling, in a sense. I do now, personally, this is personal, because here's the deal. You go to school, you're told by everybody, just go in, just go to college, figure it out when you get there. Take general classes, just get through it. Just go through it. And then you get through college and you got this degree, and you don't even like understand what the degree is. It's like finance or communications. You're like, yeah, I communicate with people. Information technology. Yeah, it's computers and stuff. I put up networks, you know? It's a good moneymaker, okay? Don't judge me. So you do that, and then you might get a decent job, or you might not. But at the end of the day, it's not what you wanted to learn. It's what you knew would make you money. And there you are. You're stuck in the society, and you've got this degree that might help you make some money, but it's not what you care about, unless you're like some finance whiz. Some people are, yeah. My point is that if it's not what you're feeling, like, try classes that you actually want to try. Like, don't just pick the classes that you know are going to get you the credits. Like, pick the classes that you're like, ooh, I really like what the subject matter of this class is. I could use this. This knowledge would be, this knowledge is something that could potentially be something that I would really want to get into. There's so many niches in this world. Try things. You know, electives is a great opportunity to try a class that's like, not a blow-off class. Don't just take a class because it's like, it's an elective, I can do whatever. No, pick a class that you're gonna like, even if it means it's a little more challenging. Like, pick a class that's gonna engage you and interest you. Like, why would you not do that? I don't understand that. Why would you not want to do that? I didn't do that. I was dumb as hell. In college, fun fact, I ran a little radio show. We had a radio show at 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning. It was called The Rise. There was 3 of us, right? And we used to get drunk right before, like the night before, and we'd wake up hungover, and we would still make it in because we enjoyed it. But eventually we lost interest and we didn't stick around. That goes back to the alcohol being just, I call it stupid juice. You say what you want. People can say what they want. If you like alcohol, you like alcohol, whatever. I don't like alcohol. I'm not a fan. I think it's stupid juice. I think it's the juice of the sheep. And I think it can be used. I'm not like against alcohol. I'll drink every once in a while. Like if I'm chilling with some people, I'll take a White Claw or something like that. But I don't really get the appeal personally. It kind of frees you a little bit. It opens up a little bit, but it's So yeah, this has been 24. Wow, I've never really like talked for this long, but I like it. I'm just pacing around. Nope, don't get dizzy. I just worked out this morning. It's raining outside. It's a nice day. I'm feeling good. My hair is fucking terrible, but it's okay. It's fine. Yo, Zuconius the philosopher, out.